All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Crossing Swords. As always, I'm Andrew.
Another one.
Another podcast?
Another episode, yeah.
Yeah. We've done a few.
Just a few.
We've done a few. I think we're probably closing in on 300 now.
Big boy numbers.
I know.
Big boy
it's
numbers.
the only big boy numbers that come with the podcast. Do you know what I mean?
Other than the big boys numbers.
Yeah, what, me?
Not your penis.
I'm a penis. I mean, yeah, well, obviously.
That's got some big
That's
numbers
been
attached.
established. I mean, it hasn't.
Famously.
Famously hasn't got big numbers attached to it. Is that something you'd ever be willing to talk about on the podcast, like sex and sexual history? No, I'm not.
Like, bro, I have.
I'm not talking
and it's
about,
fucked me in the
like-
ass.
Has it?
Do you remember when I retold a sexual encounter and then my mum heard and told my partner about it?
Oh, okay. What was the sexual encounter?
I'm not going through it again.
It was worth a go.
But you can go back and listen to it. Just listen through some old episodes, see if you can find it.
I actually don't remember what it was.
I will never forget it.
Fair enough. Can you remember what episode it was?
No.
Oh, that's a shame. Do you reckon your missus does?
It was summertime.
Oh, fair enough.
What were you expecting when you were thinking sexual history and sexual experiences?
Well, not like, I don't know, like, because I think we're probably quite different when it comes to sex, and I don't mean like
technique,
kinks,
No.
positions, that sort. I just mean like outlook, history, numbers.
outlook. What's your outlook on sex?
I don't know. I think it would just be different to yours. I mean, I think it's like a larger conversation. But
Okay,
I'm just curious.
pencil it in, put it in the diary.
All right, fair enough. But if you were uncomfortable talking about, like I said, I don't want to talk about names. I don't want to like, but I would potentially ask you what your body count was and things like that.
Listen, count it up.
Do you know your body count?
No,
Right.
do you?
Yeah.
It's not. Can I just say,
It's
not
not an
high.
impressive number.
It's not. Mine's not high. I just
Yeah.
have a really bad memory for things like that.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think
I'd have to sit down
it's
and
not
actually count
something.
it.
I was thinking about it the other day. It's not something men really talk about. Like, or certainly not our
With
group
each
of
other.
mates. Like, I think certain blokes do. Like the laddish guys, you know, they'll brag about stuff and things like that. But I don't think like our group has ever been that sort of group, I suppose.
I tried and you all said no.
Well, it's just the laddish nature didn't fit your
My
person.
physique.
I wasn't going to say physique.
No, you can
I
say
was
it.
trying to think of the right word because I didn't want to say physique.
But physique was the word. You just wanted a different word.
No, I actually didn't want to say physique. I just don't think you come across like a laddish man. That's the thing I was trying to put across.
I've a couple of questions. Number one, how dare you?
Number two,
There isn't a number two.
just number one.
Just
is
number
how
one.
dare
Just
you.
number one.
It's the most important. Fair enough.
Do it. Like, put it in the diary.
Okay.
We'll-
Well, maybe it's part of next week's
And then
episode.
we'll queue up the little.
And
Let's
I'll
talk about
try
sex,
and-
baby. Let's talk about you and me.
Exactly. And actually, when I thought about us talking about it, I thought that would probably be the intro to the
Oh
episode.
man, I'm sorry.
So
That'd have been a nice
But that's
surprise.
how-
That's we're in sync.
we're Justin Timberlake right
We
now.
are in sync.
I don't know the rest of them. Kevin Federline, is he one?
No, no. I think I actually do know all of the
Go
the
on,
NSYNCs.
lay it on me.
Okay, we got Justin Timberlake,
Obviously.
JC Chases.
As I said, I don't know
He's
any of them.
Do you know what? Okay, this is going to sound really sad, but he's the voice of one of the pop sensations or whatever in Fairly Odd Parents, and he
Okay.
actually dropped a couple of bangers in that. So I'm just going to throw that out there.
Fair
And
enough.
I'm putting it on the line. Okay,
Fair enough.
roast me all you want. I'm putting it out
I'm
there.
not going to roast you.
Joey Fatone,
Right.
because he ended up doing some stuff
Are
with.
these their real names or are they their
Yes,
pop
I don't
star
know.
names?
But he ended up doing some stuff with no, JC isn't. I don't know where I know that name from. Chris Kirkpatrick is the guy who did it. Who also got
That
name checked by
rings I was
Eminem.
about to say.
Chris Kirkpatrick, you can get your ass
Ass
kicked.
Worse than the little Limp Bizkit bastard.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then Joe Fatone, who did some stuff with the what are they called? The guys who prank each other, the Impractical Jokers.
Okay.
For a little, like he popped up occasionally doing the stuff with
Okay.
them.
Fair enough. Random.
I know the instincts, my man.
Fair, look,
I know, and Justin.
I mean, it wasn't the most convincing. Like, it took you a while to get us there, but
I feel
fair
like that'd
enough.
be the same if I went to like the Kardashians, you know?
there's too many Kardashians. Do you know what I mean? It's like the Osbournes. There's actually a lot of Osbournes, just not all of them are on camera.
And one of them's in the jungle.
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite like Jack. He comes across like a nice bloke.
Yeah, I've never had massive issues with him. I think it's a bit cruel on I suppose him and Kelly, but in terms of, you know, your formative years are like, with all due respect, questionable years for most of us.
Yeah.
We do some dumb shit, we say some dumb shit,
to do it on
but
camera,
to be in the public line like that, and have that.
I would argue though, considering the fact they had other children that were
Not part of it,
able not to be part of it, they could have chosen. And like they've done, I mean, look, obviously Jack particularly has had his struggles, I think, with alcohol and drugs and things like that. But he's done well out of it, and so is Kelly. To be fair, she was like one of the most famous fashion people in America for quite a while, wasn't she?
She was a judge on the X Factor, wasn't she? Or American Idol or something.
I mean, I don't watch those shows, so I don't know.
I might be getting that massively
but
wrong.
I've got to be honest, both her and Sharon at the moment, they don't look good. They've been on the Ozempic.
Have they been on the Ozempic?
Yeah. Which I think, like, if you were like me, you could do with being on Ozempic, but when you're not overweight, going on Ozempic seems like a silly thing to do.
You need to be like considerably. Oh, like no,
Yeah.
sounds cruel. I don't
But
say.
you see, like with people that weren't overweight,
Someone
to
who just
begin
wants to
with,
lose a few pounds.
you don't need to be doing
No.
that. No. But if you need to lose a considerable amount of weight, like myself, you could do with it. But
No,
not.
it would be like me.
Yeah.
I stand to lose weight 100%.
Fair
But
enough.
Ozempic is going to take.
I think you look a healthy weight.
No, but
personally.
Ozempic is going to take way
You'd
too
end up
much off
looking
it. Gaunt.
And one of the problems with Ozempic, because I have looked into it, is that that one in particular, apparently it goes after, like, it's not just like fat weight, it takes like mass from your bones, and it can cause issues with your bones, like making them more brittle or weaker, and it makes you look gaunt.
It can do.
Yeah.
It really can do. And then when you come off it, you just.
Go straight back to how you were before. But then with your bones being weaker, having to carry the same weight it was carrying before. But yeah.
Yeah, but you know, we watched the. Well, what the fuck was that? The TV show in America where it was like a competition, The Biggest Loser. We watched a documentary on The Biggest Loser.
Oh, the Weight Watching show.
Yeah. And all the stuff behind the scenes and all that, and the fact that it was like so ridiculously unhealthy, and that pretty much every single person who was on that show has gone back up.
I can believe it.
There's like 2 people that they interviewed who had stayed down, and there were about 5 more people who had stayed down but had done it through Ozempic.
Okay.
Just they
enough.
had gone back up.
Yeah. Fair enough. That's sad to hear. Did you finish watching Virgin Islands?
No.
Oh, fuck's
Watch
sake.
one more episode.
God damn it.
It's look, I'm a busy man.
Fair enough.
I'm a busy boy.
Fair enough.
and
Right,
I'm
well,
sorry.
we can save that for next time.
Yeah.
God damn it. What do you want to talk about this week, mate?
Listen, first of all, I want to show you this rash. So if
Right,
I'm just
cool.
going to like...
Yeah, do it. For the camera.
Just
for the
realised my
gram.
flies are down though. So that's a good way to realise.
Well, look, you're always hanging trowel when you walk in this house.
For the gram. Well, do you know what? I want to start with something a little bit what I consider to be fun, but is actually probably not very fun for the
Go
people
on.
involved. Back in the summer, we talked a little bit about the Birmingham bin strike,
Yes.
because there was a lot of stuff going on between like the council, the government, whose responsibility it was, why it was as bad as it was. And it never really got resolved, so they ended up just bringing in agency workers to fill the gaps,
Yeah.
and have been doing for the last few months.
So are they still on strike?
They're still on strike, or at least large chunks of them are. Now, the agency workers who are plugging the gaps have this week agreed a deal to go on strike. I mean, you
Jesus
can't write it, can
fucking
you?
Christ. Right, fair enough. Over what? Pay dispute? Paying
Conditions, I guess.
Well, I assume maybe they were told, oh, you'll probably have to work full time for a bit, and then once we've settled the dispute, you'll probably get phased out, and but what if your agency? You have the ability to just stop doing it, don't you?
No, I guess it's the conditions. Maybe it's the fact. Maybe they keep getting told last minute, or maybe they keep getting
Fair enough. I mean, it sounds like Birmingham City Council
shifted around on.
handling this quite well.
It's going
problem
horrendously,
is
isn't it?
It's difficult for councils, and I do feel sorry for them because they only have 2 real ways of making money. One's council tax, which is capped at a certain percentage of like how much you can raise it, and the other one is funding from the government, and the funding from the government is nowhere near
And
enough
fines.
to
And fines.
fines. But I mean, I wouldn't imagine they're enough to.
But that's why they go. That's why they send all the attendants out with quotas to hit.
yeah. Well, because they need money.
They need money.
Yeah. So but their hands are tied essentially. Like they're limited to what they can do. So and the problem is government keeps cascading the power down to councils to be like, oh yeah, you can handle this
Without
in your
giving
local
them
area.
the money, yeah.
But going, where's the funding? What funding?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's a tough situation for the council to be in, but objectively from the outside, it's quite funny that they had a group of workers go on strike.
Now
and
the agency
now
workers.
the agency workers are replacing
I
them.
mean,
are going
by
on
the
strike.
way, the agency workers are pussies. They've not even been in the post that long. Do you know what I mean?
Can't handle it, man.
Those other workers, how long were they suffering for?
Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? At least I would say probably at least a day.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more, but at least a day.
Speaking of striking workers, did you see?
Should you be allowed to hit employees? I've talked about this so many times because we got this butler, little jumped up little bastard.
Yeah.
And he gives you real sass.
But he's not technically an employee, so I think you can get away with it.
Well, yeah, because we don't pay him in money.
Yeah. How do you? I'm now interested. How do you pay them?
In promises.
Fair enough. We won't go into that. But Wes Streeting, he was on LBC the other day on Nick Ferrari's show, and he basically like properly called out the junior doctors and or resident doctors as they're now called, I think. And the union, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, and basically saying they should be ashamed of themselves, and he gave them the biggest pay rise doctors have had in God knows how many years. He said, I did that in good faith because I wanted to help the doctors and relieve their issues. But striking again, they're now undoing all the work I've done alongside them to help bring the waiting list down, and they're now risking patients' lives.
Well, I don't think doctors and nurses will ever risk patients' lives, and I want to.
Well, if they're striking, you could
just
argue
get that out there.
Are.
They will always make sure that enough is covered.
I'm on the side of the doctors, but I feel like it's why we're talking about it.
From a public perspective, it's very hard to be on side of the doctors. Like you said, given that last year...
it was a 29% pay rise they got.
Was it 29%? Was 29% the figure they were after?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Wes Streeting said they were given a 29% pay rise.
Oh, fair enough. But it was going to be phased in over the next few years.
Oh yeah, for sure, they always are.
Like last year, support for the doctors was at a very high level. Now, given that they got a deal, and it wasn't an insignificant deal, yeah, it's tough to kind of support them again here 12 months later.
Greedy?
I don't think it is, but I think it comes across that way. And I think a lot of what you've got to deal with when you're doing that kind of stuff is a PR thing, particularly when you're negotiating with the government.
You've got to have the people on your side.
Yeah. I kind of think you do, because otherwise the government are going to be like, well, the people want us to be strong. They're trying to play for that audience, and we will cover that, I've no doubt, at some point in this episode.
And the problem is, I guess, for the doctors, is they did the first thing Labour did when they got in was like, cool, we're going to fix this situation with the doctors, gave them a big pay rise. Now, I'm sure they would argue they're still not at the level they should be comparatively from where they were. Not. But when you've had a big pay rise comparatively, and everyone in the country struggling to then less than a year later go on strike again, it isn't a good look, and you're not going to have a lot of support. And as we've just said, you need...
What do you make of it? Are they greedy?
I don't think they're greedy, because as I've said before, I think
think they're quite greedy, because haven't they recently made demands about they want to be noshed off at work?
That was one particular doctor.
Just one. Right, okay.
That was just one particular doctor. I don't think that's en masse.
I just thought when we revolutionised the NHS...
Look,
would that change things if they could be sucked off at work? Would that... Do you think they would stop striking?
The problem is with that, then you're getting into a position of who's doing the noshing off, because there's only so many randy nurses.
Well, no, I think statistically there's going to be as many people who like giving as there are receiving in the NHS work structure. I just think statistically it's got to work out.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of selfish people out there, but it's also...
But a doctor's
you don't
selfish.
Just want to be noshed off by anyone. You want to be noshed off by someone you're attracted to and you're sexually compatible
Yeah, but this is a professional nosh off. You can't be
maybe this
like
is
that.
Part of mine and yours different sexually. It's like I'm talking about connection and attraction, and you're just like, you're being noshed off.
Well, you know,
be happy.
Listen, in your personal life, yeah, absolutely, you want to be picky.
So because
at work, because it's in a professional setting.
Oh, see, I'm thinking even then it's with a nurse
like,
that this doctor's probably attracted to.
Do you get on with everyone in your team? at work? No, because it's a professional setting. You have to just get on with it.
I wouldn't let the one I don't get along with.
But you don't
nosh me off.
You don't have a personal connection with them, but you still do the job alongside them.
Yeah, but there's doing the job and then there's being noshed off while you're doing the job by someone you don't like.
But this is
very
why
different things.
Think tanks are, and
Oh, look, we're spitballing.
I don't like think tanks, but I think that what's the word I'm looking for? Focus group.
Yeah,
we need a focus group. We need to get some doctors in. They're not doing anything at the moment. Let's get them in a room.
Ask them how they feel about being
talk
noshed off
about
at work.
Yeah.
I think going into dangerous waters, making it an en masse thing. But look, it might reduce some of the issues. Who knows?
Stress would be down. Stress could be down.
I think to a point.
I feel less stressed afterwards.
Lucky man.
Are you telling me you're still like super tense after being relieved?
It depends what's going on in my life, frankly. Do you know what I mean? In general, no.
Bro, look at me. What is going on in your life that's making no difference? That's not even
crippling depression and anxiety.
Just man, you got it bad when that's not changing things.
No, look. Famously, when I was on antidepressants and it fully suppresses your ability to get to completion, I actually said to my doctor, like, life's too short to not be able to come and to not be able to have sex with my missus. And I expected some sort of reaction. Dead face, didn't even address it. I was like, nah, fuck this. Do you know what I mean?
That's weird. Didn't address it.
The thing is, he was an older bloke. I would have said like he was close to like retirement age. He was like on the ends, and like I just don't think he was ready for that conversation. I don't think he expected me to walk in and be like, Doc, I can't come. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. I don't suppose that happens too often. Although I suppose men of a certain age might be hitting him up.
But that's normally more of a like they can't get it up to come.
Imagine if you
like,
see
that's quite easily
a female
rectified.
doctor and she says, do you know how many women have never come?
There's a lot of lazy men out there, Jake.
There's a lot of lazy men out there.
There's a lot of lazy men out there. Not two of them aren't in here. Let me say that.
I want goddamn hard. And listen, I've got to remember my mum listens to this.
We get hard and we're generous. I hope your mum's watching or listening.
She will be, and that's for you to say.
That's also, by the way, just a shout out to your mum. That's really sweet that she's stuck with the pod since
I'm
the
very
beginning.
innocent. I don't think I've ever had sex.
No. Absolutely
ever.
Not. No. I can believe it.
How'd you spell it? S.
It's like the shop, but instead of a C, you put an S.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
So SEX.
Yeah.
Got it. And can you buy video games?
What, with sex
in it?
With sex? I mean, at the shop, yeah.
I'm confusing the two, I think. I
feel
feel I'm confusing the two.
But yeah, it's very sweet of your mum to stick with the pod. But back to West Street in the doctors for a moment.
Is this future Prime Minister West Street, by the way?
Allegedly. I mean, from what I understand, that whole thing was Morgan McSweeney basically just trying to drum up support for Keir Starmer by alleging that there was a coup going on, so that people were forced to publicly come out and be like, no, we're behind
And it actually
Starmer.
just made them look super disorganised.
Yeah, just made them look really bad. And made Wes Streeting have to go on telly and be like, no, I like Starmer, he's a good bloke and I'm behind him.
He's kind of fucked in that situation, or maybe he's blessed in that situation because it doesn't matter what he says. Like, people are going to be like, well, that's what they would say. Do you know what I mean?
Have you ever watched House of Cards?
No.
So you won't get it then, I won't even go there. Fair enough. There's like a moment in it where like the main character's manipulating someone into doing something they don't want to do and become more powerful. And he's like, all you've got to do is just agree. I'm doing all the work here. And like the guy ends up not doing it. And he's like, I think he could have been one of us. But yeah, Wes Streeting is... I'm not the biggest fan, if I'm being honest. I didn't know he was gay until recently, by the way. That was new to me. Not that that's the reason I dislike him.
If anything, it would have been homophobic for you not to dislike him.
Because he's gay. Yeah. That wins no points with me whatsoever, but also doesn't take any away. I'm indifferent. I mean, it now sounds like, I feel like there should be a clip of me just...
trying to defend homophobia. You're not trying to defend homophobia.
Digging a hole, making myself sound homophobic, but at the same time desperate to sound woke.
Look, I love the gays.
And the gays, like Alex, I know the gays, and the gays know me. Which is the weirdest thing to say. One of my favourite clips is just him saying that.
It was a moment.
But yeah, back to the doctors for a moment. I don't think they're greedy. I think we should pay doctors a lot of money. They're saving lives and they're doing really important work.
Where does the money come from? Real talk.
I mean, that's such a deeper question. I mean, my answer would be the one that's like the buzz phrase at the moment, which is tax the rich. That would be my answer to most things. Any question you ask me would be, the money's there, it's just with one particular group of people and we're not taking it from them. And the thing is, I don't have an issue with people being rich, by the way. Like, people are allowed to be successful and make a lot of money. I have an issue in and when you hear things like Elon Musk is going to be the first trillionaire from a payout from Tesla, and you're like, that shouldn't be allowed to happen in a world where so many people are struggling.
Well, it also seems ridiculous that just on percentages, if I earn £20,000 a year, I pay 20% tax.
Yeah.
On amounts over the threshold, so like £12,500, whatever it is. And then if I earn £50,000 a year, I pay, what is it, 30%?
I think it's 40% over the 40K.
Over 60? Is it over 60k, 40k? I don't know. Look, these are all
we're never going to get there, so
I'm
it
nowhere
doesn't really
close
matter.
to them. But okay, so I earn £100,000, and I'm giving well over half of it to the government.
Yeah.
And £100,000 is a lot of money. But if I suddenly, instead of £100,000, I had £10 million, I would be giving, the equivalent of about 10 to 20%.
Yeah.
It goes back down. It's like, why does it go back down
if
when
they
you
pay
get
it
super
at all,
rich?
If they don't find or
if they don't find loopholes. Like, why does the rate go back down when you reach this level of super wealth?
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous. I can't get my head around it.
What's really weird, what just popped into my head, was the whole Jimmy Carr thing. Because he got shamed publicly for not wanting to pay tax. And it was like a big thing at the time. David Cameron called him out in Parliament for it. And then you fast forward to now and it's like, no, we can't take the money from the rich people because they'll leave. And it's like, fine, let them fucking leave. Like, the argument of like, they're not paying enough tax comparatively to working people. If they're not willing to contribute to our society, they shouldn't be in our society. They should be told to fuck right off. And they're like, yeah, but they'll take their assets with them. Like, yeah, they can take stocks and shares, or if they own shares in commodities. But if you're, as one of the big examples, the Duke of Westminster, you can't take Westminster with you. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that would be my answer to where do we get the money from.
Didn't expect the Duke of Westminster to take a kick in there today.
Well, you could say the Duchy of Cornwall if you like. That's Prince William's gaff.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I'm with you. Look, they might be able to take a lot with them, but they're not gonna, and also they're not gonna. They might leave. They might take a lot with them.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But like, I'd give a shout out for the second week in a row to Deborah Meaden. She was on the radio in the last week saying that she thinks rich people should be taxed more. I don't know whether she's part of the patriotic millionaires, but she was bigging up Zach Polanski as well. And I was like, see, fucking woman, what a woman,
what a woman.
She's my new Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo. If you know, you know.
I know, fair enough, and she is your, I agree. And it's always telling when someone who's got the money says,
if it's obvious to someone who's really successful and they don't see a problem in them paying more, then it should be quite obvious to everyone. But there it is. We get angry at doctors rather than the people who are hoarding all the money.
Yeah. Country's fucked.
Oh, it's totally fucked. I mean, and like what's going on with, I might as well get on to it, the Shabana?
Shabana Mahmood.
Shabana Mahmood, I've got it in my notes.
Yeah, man, that's not good, is it?
Yeah. Do you want to hear her defending it slightly? This is a clip that's gone viral of her in the Commons reacting to a Lib Dem MP questioning her on it.
Gentlemen, I wish I had the privilege of walking around this country.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And not seeing the division that the...
I'm going to start again. It wouldn't be Crossing Swords without a technical issue.
I have to say to the honourable gentleman, I wish I had the privilege of walking around this country and not seeing the division that the issue of migration and asylum system is creating across this country. Unlike him, unfortunately, I am the one that is regularly called a fucking packy and told to go back home. It is I who knows through my personal experience and that of my constituents just how divisive the issue of asylum has become in our country. And I do say to him, I wish it were possible to say that there isn't a problem here, that there's nothing to see, and that it is all, in fact, just extremist, right-wing talking points. But this system is broken, and it is incumbent on all members of Parliament to acknowledge how badly broken the system is and to make it a moral mission to fix this system so that it stops creating the division that we all see. And I do say to him, I do not think it is acceptable or appropriate for people in this place to not acknowledge the real experience of those who sit outside of this House. We are supposed to be in here to reflect that experience in this House, and I hope that he will approach the debates that we will no doubt have on all of these measures in that spirit.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave now. The hotel.
God damn. I love that porn film. Interesting that she used a word there that I was going to use myself regarding it all.
I would say the word quite quickly.
No,
I wouldn't let it linger.
There is a word that she used there. She called it a moral obligation.
Yeah.
I asked, where is the morality? Can we not just have a little humanity in the world? What's wrong with that all of a sudden? And this is all. There's been an announcement that we're going to take assets from incoming migrants to pay for their accommodations and their application administration fees. Basically, anything like jewellery is like the big talking point. Anything like that, we're going to take from them to pay for it. Now, first of all, I want to get this out of the way off the top before we delve into it and discuss it more and pick it apart. It's a point I've made in several episodes now, since Keir Starmer seems absolutely insistent on pandering to the far right. The people who have come out in support of this, or have shown any kind of support, and admittedly some of them have been saying, oh, it's good, but it's not far enough. But the ones who have shown any kind of support have been the Conservatives, Reform.
Kemi Badenoch has famously apparently said she hopes Shabana succeeds.
The Conservatives, Reform. It got talked up on GB News and Talk TV. Now, okay, Conservatives and Labour, there might be a lot of swing voters who would vote Labour, would vote Conservative, would switch between them. Someone who votes Reform will never, ever vote for Labour. No matter how right-wing you get, they will never, ever do it.
Because it's Labour.
Someone who watches GB News is never going to vote for Labour, no matter how right-wing you get. But all the people who did vote for Labour are quite happy to move over to Lib Dems and the Greens if you keep pandering to the far right. And I can't, just from like a really basic political level, just as like a basic, if I'm just an advisor,
Even
it's
if
my
you
first
strip all
day,
humanity
I
out of it.
cannot get my head around creating policies that appeal to a group of people who will never ever vote for you while alienating the people who already have voted for you.
Yeah.
That is a complete net loss of votes going into the next general election, which I'm well aware is still a few years away, but I cannot get my head around it on any level. And I've said that before and I'll say it again. I've no doubt there'll be another policy in the next few months that I sit here and say exactly the same thing. So I just want to get that out of the way at the top.
I completely understand. And what worries me with these sort of policies...
Is it? Can I give myself...
a round of applause? I mean, you can.
It's never
a
bit
good
problematic,
look. It's
isn't
never
it?
a good look. I mean, that can absolutely be a clip.
What's the meme? Like Obama meddling himself?
Oh, is that a
Giving
meme? I
himself
don't
a
think
medal.
I've seen
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Or just like him patting himself on the back.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. For me, this is a bit similar to how I felt about the depths Boris Johnson used to take the office to, because it's not necessarily what he's doing, it's what it opens the door for. And if you introduce policies like confiscating valuable objects, but not wedding rings, we'll draw the line at wedding rings, but we'll take everything else they have that's valuable and let's face it, how much money are they going to bring in doing that? It's not about it's the same as like when you look at like fucking Married at First Sight. It's not actually about making couples. This isn't actually about fixing the issue. It's about, as you said, pandering to an audience, pandering to people that, as again you've said, aren't going to vote for you and aren't going to support you. What I find really worrying is that Shabana Mahmood, when she was a backbencher, was very different from this. And what I can't understand is this...
Worryingly, many of them are.
Is this someone that she didn't believe in those things back then and has just got into a position of power and gone, these are the things I was always going to do? Or is it someone that's got into power and has been corrupted by it or corrupted by the noise? Or is this someone... And I'm deeply uncomfortable with the language she used, because for me, one, it's Parliament. You're not supposed to behave like that in Parliament. But also, I don't know whether this is deeply unfair of me to say, it comes across as she's using the race card to excuse what she's doing, and by getting angry at the dispatch box. And I don't know whether it's genuine or not, but it comes across to me that it's not genuine, and that she's hoping that by being angry and using those words, it will distract from what she's actually doing rather than...
And also, she's talking about her experiences with hate and division in this country, which are rife, and it's a real problem.
Yeah.
And the best way to fix that is to rob migrants.
Or to make sure there's less of them.
Sorry, what actual... what does that fix?
Yeah.
How does that heal the... How does that bring the two sides
Because when I saw how passionate
together?
she was at first, it actually made me sit back and go, oh, am I looking at this the wrong way? Like, have I just got my lefty hat on and I'm not thinking clearly about it?
I don't think you have.
But then when I thought more about, as I said, the language she used and using that word, I don't like. Look, again, people might say to me, it's not acceptable for a white man to say what a woman in her position should and shouldn't be allowed to say. But I feel like as a voter, I have a right to say what she's saying publicly in Parliament when. In that situation, I don't think it's okay. And like I said, I feel like it comes across, and I hate using that phrase, like using the race card to win an argument instead of the actual facts. Because that's the thing, like, it's difficult. If you look at the facts, by and large, immigration and migration is a positive thing. 80% of asylum seekers' requests for asylum get approved in this country, which means we agree en masse that the vast majority of these people deserve a right to come to a safe country.
Well, what do you make of the other policy that's been announced or suggested, that people will be forced back once conflict ends?
Or when it's deemed safe.
When it's deemed safe. So, for example, someone moves over here, they flee from conflict, they move over here, they're like 18 years old.
Yeah.
Okay? Maybe even younger, 15 years old. They integrate into the society, they learn the language, they learn the culture, they start a career, they meet someone, they start a family, they've got a house here, they've got a family here, they've even branched off and started their own small business that they're running here. Their life is completely here.
Yeah.
And then one day they're 50 years old, their country is suddenly deemed safe, and regardless of their immigration status, the Home Office turn around to them and say, it's more complex than this, but on the face of it, this is the policy. The Home Office turn around to them and say, thanks for the last 30 years. Glad we've kept you safe. Now off you pop back to your old country.
Yeah. For me, it's very dangerous language. Saying the words deemed safe, I feel like you could end up with a government that deems very dangerous countries.
Rwanda.
Like Rwanda's safe. Or just if they become mates with a dictatorship in a country and we've got loads of refugees from that country or asylum seekers, us just going, well, we're mates with him now, so we're going to send you all back.
Yeah,
So,
to prove how safe it is.
Yeah, and apparently it will happen that, say, a couple come here as asylum seekers, they're given permission to stay, their country gets deemed safe. If their child was born in this country, the child will also get deported to the country that the parents are deported to as well.
Again, it's more complex and there'll be more case-by-case situations, but on the face of it, that's what the policy is suggesting.
Yeah, and it seems like her way, because her argument is that if she addresses the issue, which is migration, immigration and asylum seekers, the division will reduce. And basically what she's saying is, if there's less foreign people here, people will be less angry. And that's the argument.
And what that is means the only way we're, and again, I'm not being objective here, I'm being very subjective. It's basically, I'm interpreting it as almost saying, look, the only way this argument's going to end is if we completely cave to one side of the argument.
Yeah.
So we're going to get rid of all the brown people. We're going to get rid of all the people who can't speak English. We've already got rid of the Eastern Europeans. We're going to move on to the next group, and we'll completely get rid of them. And then, but people like me on the other side of the spectrum that want them here, that want a diverse culture, around
or at
me,
the very least aren't afraid of it,
and has humanity, and like, okay, so what? I've just got to watch people being ripped apart like that, just being torn away from their lives and sent packing.
Would you like to hear Zach Polanski's reaction? It's a long clip. I won't play all of it. We'll play like maybe a minute or so of it, and then we'll.
The frame of the migration crisis is a racist, fascist frame. The answer is not to blame the migrants. The answer is not to point at the small boats. The answer is to point at the private jets, the private yachts, and to multimillionaires and billionaires and say, we will fund our public services, we will build council houses, we will invest in our NHS. I think we should want a country that people want to live here. The legitimate question is are you going to pay money in tax? Are you going to work hard? Are you going to contribute to this country? And the answer, extraordinarily so, when you look at data, is migrants are so much more likely to put money into our taxation system than they ever are to take out in social security and welfare. And just the final thing is we have an ageing population. We have masses of vacancies in the NHS. Sure, we need to train British people or people who are born in Britain for those jobs. But also, what is wrong with a migrant running our public services or contributing to this country?
Those 50,000 people.
What do you think?
He speaks eloquently for the position of the left.
Yeah. Like, he puts it so much more succinctly than I feel capable of doing so.
What do you think? I know you support him anyway.
I think I'm going full green, you know. The more I see of him...
Would you sign up and become a member?
I don't know if I'd ever go that far, but I would seriously consider voting for them in the next election, even if I think it's a wasted vote, just on principle. I like because the problem is the situation we're in at the moment. Other than Zach Polanski, there's no credible option for the left at the moment. Like, your party just keeps getting worse and worse. Like,
it's not the breakaway they thought it might be.
No, and to be honest with you, the more I see of Zara Sultana, the less I sort of like her and the less likeable she comes across. And and I think the generous way I would describe her is she's someone who's incredibly passionate. She's very angry, like we are, about the things that are going on in the country. And I think when you're young and you're highly political and you're highly charged and she's on the fucking front line of all of it, you can get very dogmatic and black and white, and it comes across like she wants everything to go 100 miles an hour, and it's just not possible. Like, it's not how politics works. Like, it drives me mad. Like, the fucking housing bill's not still, like the workers' rights bill still hasn't got through, and they've been in power for a year. Why isn't it through? Do you know what I mean? They've got a stonking great majority. It should be a lot simpler to get things done. They're starting a party from fucking scratch, and she's doing it with Jeremy Corbyn, who's old-fashioned, old school, and he's the one that everyone actually wants to run the party, and she wants to be the one running the party. So currently, Zach Polanski and the Greens are the only actual credible option for us going forward.
What about Ed Davey?
I don't think he's a credible option. Like, do I like Ed Davey? Yeah, I think he seems like a nice, sensible bloke. But in the last general election, all he had to offer was funny videos and him running around doing weird stuff. And I completely agree with him on everything he says about what we should do for people with disabilities and the care sector and everything like that. I think it's all great. But do I think he's going to be the one that we can hang our hats on? Probably not, no. What about you?
Don't know.
And look, it's so early doors.
I'm very much in the disillusionment stage with politics.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even Zach Polanski, I'm like, maybe I'm defeatist, maybe I'm negative, but I'm kind of like, it's great. It's a great new manager bounce.
Yeah,
but is it going to keep him up? Do you know what I mean?
No, like, it's like very early
okay,
doors.
look, I'm putting this in football terms for those who aren't getting the reference. You know, new manager comes in, suddenly a team who's bottom of the table wins a few games, and they like, oh, maybe, but then old patterns fall into place. Everyone suddenly remembers, oh no, that's not the status quo, and you know, it doesn't really make a difference. They still go down.
Yeah.
They just don't go down with as many points as they would have previously.
Yeah,
Is Zach Belansky just the new manager bounce?
could be.
Things are looking great at the moment, but will we soon remember, oh yeah, no one actually really wants to vote for the Greens?
And the problem is they're desperate for him to slip up. So if he ever does slip up at some point, they're going to be on it like a car bomb.
Are they desperate
Do you know
for him
what
to
I mean?
slip up because they consider him a threat?
Yeah, because I think he's the only mainline politician who week in, week out and every day shows up and goes, we need to tax
Do you
the
think he's
fucking
connected
rich.
to young people?
Yeah, I think he's talking about all the things that young people care about, whether it's the economy, Israel, Palestine, housing, society, immigration. He speaks to the side that the young people tend to fall down, because the attitude towards young people is this assumption that they're all being made right wing and that they're being turned into extreme, but that's not actually true. By and large, young people are
Still on the
left-wing,
left.
and that's what they believe in. And I don't think there's you look at any other party, there's no one really offering us a future, any of us, at all. Like, it just feels like managed decline, whereas at least Zach Polanski is offering something different. That's how it feels at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah,
and like I said,
definitely.
still a very, very long way to go. But if things continue as they are, they could be a very credible... I don't think they'll win an election. I think they could be part of a government. I like the idea. But the problem is, as it stands, he doesn't want to work with Labour. So the only other option would be the Lib Dems. And the two of them together probably aren't going to get, as it stands,
It's the
enough
weakest
seats.
combination you could possibly imagine for a government.
But I actually think a coalition government works better than having one party with most of the seats, personally.
I mean, it
'Cause-
weren't great in 2010.
No, but that comes down to Nick Clegg having zero convictions. Whereas if you can have a leader in that situation that has convictions, it's very different, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But what we keep seeing over and over again, whether it's Shabana Mahmood, whether it's Angela Rayner, as soon as you get into a position of power, or even Keir Starmer as a good example, like before being in power, appeared to have ideals and things he believed in, and even some left-wing stuff.
It's
And then as soon
interesting
as he
as well,
gets power, it all goes out the window.
Talking about the migration thing, there was a poll earlier in the year that asked people what they considered to be the biggest threats to the country and what they considered to be the biggest threat to their lives and their area, the biggest issues facing the country, and then the biggest issues facing their life and their community. Cost of living was top on both lists, understandably. Second on the list of issues people thought with the country was migration and immigration.
Yeah.
And actually it was like 7th or 8th on the list of, like, basically it's like, okay, what's wrong with the country? Fucking immigrants, they fucked it, they're ruining it all. Specifically, what's wrong with your life? Immigrants are actually very low down to the things that are wrong with your area, like your community.
Yeah.
So it's like, when you break it down, it's like, is that really a problem? I don't...
But the problem is, people believe it, don't they? They do believe, like...
Yeah.
Like, you can take them to the source and be like, oh, actually, if you look at all the issues in your area, how many of those things are the migrants or immigrants contributing to? They're not negative.
Well, you look at how so many people across the country talk about London.
Yeah.
And yet we live on the outskirts of London. I'm going into London tomorrow.
Oh, shit.
A work thing.
Oh, right, fair enough.
But, like, it's not... Do you know what I mean? It's not...
Yeah, there's not the no-go zones.
It's
because
not
Shakira
super
law's
dangerous.
been introduced.
Yeah, lawless fucking
Yeah.
Sadiq Khan's London.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's just a
pro-
city. It's
the
a capital
problem is,
city.
All of the noise out there, by and large, unless you're looking at people like Zach Polanski, which until I started introducing you to him, he wasn't on your radar, or Gary's Economics,
really.
or people like that. The only stuff you're being fed, by and large, is you're going to get stabbed the minute you walk outside your front door. There's an immigrant desperate to rape your child at any given moment. Like, all of these are like, it's just fear and fear and fear. And for some reason, like, despite people going about their daily lives and not experiencing these things, by and large, obviously...
But fear and anger sells.
Yeah.
And as long as we're all fighting each other, we're not really focused on the big issues.
Yeah. My worry with all of it is how bad it gets before it gets better.
Yeah.
And, like, if Keir Starmer somehow gets... Or, like, even if he doesn't, like, how far is Keir Starmer willing to go with this? Do you know what I mean? Because We're confiscating desperate people's valuables. Like
It's
we're about to do that. We've sent RAF planes
I'm
over
not gonna-
Palestine to help Israel pick
I
targets.
don't want to be accused of the Gary Lineker thing of you know, trying to use Nazism and fascism to make claims against government. But do you know what other group of people took valuable assets off of a certain group of other people?
But I can't understand how Nazi has become a dirty word for a completely different reason to why it was a dirty word previously. It's now used as a stick to beat the left with. Oh, well, everything's being a Nazi. No, being a Nazi is being a Nazi. Do you know what I mean? That's when we use it. If someone's displaying Nazi tendencies, we go, that person's displaying Nazi tendencies. Woke mob. And that seems to be okay now. Like, you say something the Nazis did, people are like, oh, well, you're just overreacting. It's like, no. Like, this is literally what they did.
At what point are we not overreacting?
Like,
yeah.
How far does this need to go before we start paying? And like, it then makes you go, oh, so this is how it happens, isn't it? Like, you just
Because we're one policy, 2 policies away. Like
from
in terms of the
rounding
step up.
people up.
Well, from work camps, labour camps.
One of the things we haven't mentioned is one of the reasons the asylum hotels are closing is because we're putting people in military bases.
Yeah.
And holding them prisoner.
Yeah.
Like,
like
we're
they can't
already
even go
rounding.
off the
We are
barracks.
already rounding people up. So how difficult is it to get from the point we are now to having, as we've not joked about before, but mentioned before, like having a special police force that deals with these things and how they have a snazzy uniform.
Yeah.
And
Well, do you know what's cheaper in the long run, mid to long run, than housing people in masses of people in hordes of hotels?
massively investing in
Is streamlining the application system so that they can actually get into the country properly, start working, start contributing, start paying back into the system.
Yeah, and like one of the things that baffles me as well is the fact that when Keir Starmer got into power, Emmanuel Macron was like, cool, so should we set up a processing centre our side of the channel to try and reduce this problem and stuff? No, we don't want to do that. And
No,
I
we actually
can't
don't want them to come here
why.
at all.
Yeah. And like,
And if we do come here, we want to rob them.
The thing I hear over and over again from the right is, but they're in a safe country, they're in France. Now, you have actually had personal experience of seeing the conditions these poor fuckers are living in. Would you say they're in a safe place?
It's not great.
No. And I've seen some of these people interviewed. They don't speak French. Most of them, the only other language other than their native one they speak is English. Most of them have family that are already here. That's why they want to come to this country. It's not that they're turning up their nose at France. It's because they're in a desperate situation in France as well.
As we've said, compared to like a percentage of the population, we're one of the lowest in like the big countries.
We've taken
in Europe.
the least amount comparatively to the other countries, like Germany and France. And so, yeah.
It's all good fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you want to sort of...
Are we the baddies?
jump across the pond and stay in the political spectrum?
Absolutely. Let's talk about Throatus.
Let's talk about Throatus, the Donald.
Yeah.
The Donald. So in leaked emails that are part of the Epstein files.
Did you know Epstein had a brother? Because I didn't.
Absolutely not.
Robert
Do you know
Epstein.
what?
Mark, damn it.
And do you know what? If I was him, I'd also want to distance myself.
Yeah,
Although
I
he's quite
wouldn't be
involved.
able-
He's quite involved in the emails. He knows quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Basically,
Maybe he's disappeared.
in an email exchange between Mark and Jeffrey Epstein, it was revealed that Donald blew Bubba.
Yeah. And Bubba refers to...
Well,
Big
the
Bill
speculation was that Bubba was Bill Clinton. So there's this thing that Donald's going down on Bill. Also funnier that he then basically he had like a hissy fit spat with his wife during the election in 2016, and you realise that it's actually a love triangle. But Mark Epstein was like, look, the speculation's got out of hand. I need to release a statement to just clarify
has
things. He released a statement.
Oh, Jesus.
And he said in reference to the email, where we talked about Donald blowing Bubba, I just want to be clear that Bubba is not Bill Clinton.
Right, okay.
So Donald still blew someone called Bubba.
It just wasn't Bill
It just
Clinton.
wasn't. We just don't know who it was.
The thing is, could it be a metaphorical
That's like a
noshing
pet.
off? Do you know what I mean? Like, we would say you're licking their bumhole. Do you know what I mean? Whereas maybe their version of that is blowing.
Didn't they
It's
say
my
that?
most generous. interpretation.
I think Donald has absolutely got his lips around
Well,
someone.
and the thing is, there has been like a flurry of like clips of Trump doing quite camp things. Now, obviously, that doesn't automatically mean he's noshing men off, because you could find clips of me doing some quite camp things.
I can find many. Like during the rally, during one of the rallies, I
kissed some of the men.
During the election campaign, and he literally spent like 5 minutes detailing Arnold Palmer's massive cock.
Yeah.
And like talking about how it's
wow.
He said, I saw in the locker room, I got to tell you, the rumours are true, it's a huge...
It's
and
impressive.
It's like, what are we doing here? And like 40 seconds later with it, he's still talking about the man's penis.
Now, I'm going to throw... Look, I'm not here normally to defend Donald, but I feel like for a bro, you should sometimes... I identify with certain bro behaviour. Like, if I... Like, for example, right... So, like, we become famous, yeah?
Sure.
The podcast becomes successful. I go on a talk show one day and they ask me about you. Like, I would be tempted to big you up and be like, what a penis. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to see it. I'd do the hands.
But also, there's a difference between being on a talk show where you're going to be fun and funny, and on the election campaign, and dedicating a good 5 minutes of your election promises to talking about the size of another man's penis.
Look, I saw that as him doing Arnold Palmer a solid. Do you know
How
what I mean?
funny would it be, by the way, if America's first gay president was Donald Trump?
He could just
like
be
how
bi.
backwards or bi, but
Yeah.
like there's never been any like LGBT
That we
representation
know
in
of.
presidential.
Apparently, Abraham Lincoln was
okay,
gay.
confirmed.
Yeah.
But imagine if the first confirmed LGBT president was Donald Trump. That would just fuck everyone's minds.
Well, and it is, isn't it? Like, they're struggling with it. And the fact it was rumoured that it was Bill Clinton above everything else made it even
And the
worse.
fact that he was blowing someone off rather than being blown off.
Yeah.
It's that Roman thing, though, isn't it?
Which one's gayer, Jay?
Well, but it's that Roman thing. There was a well-known Roman general, and the names have completely escaped me, and I apologise. Oh, no, not
Pompey,
a general, a senator.
Caesar.
And
Cicero.
he was having a homosexual relationship with a Greek high-ranking member of society, and the fact that like they both had wives, it was just a purely sexual relationship. That wasn't uncommon at the time.
No, they were quite liberal about that.
But what the Romans judged him on, and what the people judged
That
him
he
on,
took it
was that he
rather
was the
than-
one that received it, and that no Roman should be,
especially not to a Greek.
should be the power. Yeah, exactly.
I reckon that could be more like a racial, xenophobic thing towards.
But they were like a true Roman man should be
giving
the
not
man
receiving.
in the situation,
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, they did dominate the world with that.
and that's
attitude,
kind
do you
of
know what I mean?
that's kind of the MAGA response. Is it's a bit
Yeah, yeah.
like, listen,
At least if he was
our
getting
boy,
noshed off by a bloke.
gets blown.
Yeah, he doesn't give the blowies. Do you know what popped in my head? Because I've been down the rabbit holes, as you know. There's a place called Bohemian Grove, and it's like a real place.
Yeah, the billionaire's retreat.
Yeah, anyone powerful tends to get like invited there, and like it's generally like a who's who of like top level politicians, high
Yeah,
like
the Bilderberg Group.
CEOs. Yeah, that sort of jazz. And they go there and they do drag and they put on shows and everyone's drinking and they're pissing everywhere, and it's like proper like what you would imagine like decadence for men on like steroids. And I wonder whether like in the heat of all that, are we getting...
There's definitely
There's
having
gotta
gay
be
encounters.
some...
Like there's so many men at the
Too
top
many
level
men, too many
who
men.
statistically are likely to be gay,
Yeah.
who are not able to, or who feel they're not able to express that in their public life or in their normal lives. So they go to little retreats like this, to see little motel, and they have homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that happens.
And sacrifice effigies to a massive owl god. You know.
But you're not even paying attention to the alcohol because Donald Trump is throating the fuck out of your dick.
Donald.
If anything, that would probably be the best way to handle him so that he's not speaking.
Yeah. But look, we can't be surprised that...
And he's got little hands so it make yours look bigger.
That's always a benefit.
Actually, so thinking about it, it's not a
Yeah.
bad thing that he was on the...
Yeah. That's why I've always gone for smaller women.
Let me see your hands. First date.
Yeah, compare them to mine so I can get a good reference.
Worries me because I've got quite small
But look,
hands.
it's not, which is why I love it when you jack me off. It's not really surprising that Trump's a fruity character. Like, he does have weird... And the thing is, I think what people find even more baffling is because he's teetotal. So he's doing all of this completely sober. The excuse can't be that he was drunk and, he didn't know what was going on and the cop
No,
just
was
ended up in his mouth.
just on reputation alone, the reputation around Bill Clinton would absolutely be that he was just out one night, shit happened.
And I've been listening to stuff. Apparently Bill Clinton, like Arnold Palmer, is an impressive man.
So that makes it even more impressive that Donald did what he did. Oh no, because it wasn't Bill.
Maybe just if Donald sees a big dick, he just can't help but give it a nibble.
I absolutely love as well that his whole thing was, you guys are talking about Donald Trump sucking off a guy who was the president. No, it's the wrong code name. But Donald Trump still sucked the guy off. He's like, well, no comment. Do you know, I'm not making any comment
we
on
can't
that.
confirm or deny. Has he refuted it?
What, Donald?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why his team started posting loads of pictures of him and
hot women,
him and his wife.
Oh, right.
Like literally, I swear to God, you go to like the White House or the president or the POTUS Twitter account and that.
I'm doing it.
It is like literally, there's just
I have
been
to
a
say
heap
to the
of-
honourable gentleman.
Shit. Fuck off, Shabana.
and then if you go to like photos, in amongst the usual crap, there's been a
The
handful
White
of
House?
photos of him and his wife.
Photos. Oh, the first one's him and someone from Saudi, the Saudi king.
Saudi king.
Oh, yeah. Him and a mayor. Or major. Somebody. I don't know. No, it's a lot of Saudi at the moment.
Yeah, they to be honest, the White House tweet a lot.
Yeah, we could be here a while.
And I'm now
I wasn't
realising that
expecting
they
so
actually
many
do.
tweets. Fair enough. Anyway, it's not important. What is important was that the only part, because you said it wasn't to do with Throatus when we talked about it prior. There was something else about Donald you wanted to talk about.
No, that's all I've got.
Fair enough. Fair enough, mate.
Other than the fact that he called a reporter on his plane when she asked him about the Epstein files, when they're all standing around the press
Oh, yeah.
and he was like, "Quiet, piggy," and he like leant in as well. He's like, "Enough from you, quiet, piggy," and like points at her, leans in, and then kind of leans back.
Yeah. The really...
He's consistently shit. Do you know what I mean? Like he's an arsehole
Yeah.
the whole way through.
But
Like
the most powerful man
the
in the...
fact that everything that keeps happening and certain MAGA voters are like, well, this isn't what I voted for. And it's like, this is exactly what you voted for.
Well, and then while all this is going on, he's refusing to give out aid and like food stamps to poor families that are struggling to feed their children.
He's got a new ballroom to pay
and
for.
he blamed it on the shutdown. And I was listening to something this morning and they were like, no, despite the shutdown, I think it's Congress, isn't it, that deals with it? And they were like, they were willing to pass this through because they didn't want people starving. And Donald Trump's team said, no, that's not going through. So he had an option to feed starving people and went, no, we're not doing that. So like for me...
Because he wants to keep blaming government bad, me good, government bad.
Quite frankly, I couldn't actually care less what sexual organs Donald Trump's putting in his mouth. It's like the least problematic thing about him, in my opinion. Like there's so many other things. Like, don't get me wrong, I'll joke about it till the cows come home because it's hilarious because of who he is and his supporters. Like if you were to say like what's his demographic, I would, in my head, I'm thinking redneck, handlebar mustache, MAGA hat on, wife beater.
Who definitely also sucks dick.
Probably
Yeah.
on a camping trip when they've got really pissed.
Absolutely.
When they've just been hunting deer and elk.
They're the kind of guys, you know that, what's the film where they're like, oh, let's go.
Brokeback Mountain?
No, where the teenagers, they're like high school and they're like, let's go and all put our dicks in that guy's mouth. How gay would that make him? It's those kind of blokes.
Yeah. The poor guy that's unconscious is the gay one.
Yeah.
But then that reminds me, there was a football, not pundit, he's like a YouTuber, and they have, I can't remember what the name of the podcast they do is, but a leaked video came out of him on a stag do with his mates, and he was jerking off his mates on the stag do, and it got leaked.
But that's what happens on the stag do, we know that.
And then he came on the stream and he was like, if you can't hold your mate's dick in your hand with a straight face, are you even friends?
Do you know what though?
So that's the question.
You say it so convincingly, and you kind of like, I don't know, maybe me and Dave aren't that good of friends.
Yeah, maybe me and Ash aren't that close.
I've never,
I've never wanked him off.
I've held his dick, but I've never done it with a straight face.
Yeah, he's never gone, oi. You're always going, oi.
Maybe that's the sign.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the side.
But
The worst thing is as well,
if you just stood there holding my dick, and like, so we're going to be quite close to one another, and we're like, there's a lot of eye contact. If you weren't smiling, I'd be quite concerned.
there's nothing scarier than having a sexual encounter with someone who's just
Dead serious. Yeah.
straight laced the whole time,
Yeah.
and then just at the end kind of goes, "That was pleasurable, thank you," and then just leaves.
What if they just don't say anything?
Just zip up and leave?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Like, you need to be watching YouTube to get the full benefit.
Can
out
I
of
just
that.
say as well, by the way, before we move on from the Donald and we just start talking about each other's cocks,
Yeah.
I think the worst thing about being sucked off by Donald Trump would be that it would genuinely be an interesting and depressing way to find out which came off first in the shower, the shame or the orange. 'Cause both might stay on
Look,
forever.
no, Jake, there's nothing to be ashamed of getting sucked off by a man.
No, agreed, but by Donald.
I mean, look, it feels mean to say he can't sexually gratify someone without the
I
other
kind of
person
don't want
feeling
to. I
ashamed.
don't want any sexual interaction with a fascist, and I just
No,
that's on
that's
me.
fair enough.
That's just my personal preference.
No, but what if you get off on the power?
No, I think there's other types of
Like-
power.
Liz Truss as Prime Minister, attractive. Liz Truss not as Prime Minister, deplorable.
I mean, you had a short window to get in.
Well, 100%.
There was like a really limited.
It was a
time,
very
man.
short mental fling in my head.
It was like
do you know
one
what I mean?
wank and then gone.
Literally. So, yeah.
So, are you saying we should hold each other's?
I mean, we can. But we need to be straight-faced. That's the thing, I have a terrible poker face. I will start laughing.
And that's going to make me question my manhood.
Yeah, and that's not fair. And then you're
It's
gonna
not fair on
shrink.
me.
Do you know
No,
what I
it's
mean?
not. Exactly.
And that's not fair.
It's not a conducive environment.
No.
It's not a healthy
What
environment.
about
that's
when all
conducive
of
to
our
growing.
mates are around us in a circle and
And you can
stacking,
kind of-
we're all, it's a ring around the rosies, but
Well, look, who's
cocks.
getting married next? You know,
God
let's
knows. It's
get
like
that.
unlikely to be me.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Who do we think it's going to be? Because most of the people that were likely to have gotten married,
Well, imagine as
Have
well
got
just saying, yeah, well, it could be second marriages.
very good point.
Let's just
I can see Mia remarrying.
after killing Dave.
I don't think she'll need to kill him. I think he'll end up doing something to himself. Not because he wants to hurt himself. He's just one of those sort of people that he could like fall out of a hot air balloon. Do you know what I mean? Like I could see that being how Dave
Naked.
goes out. Absolutely naked. Yeah.
Every scenario ends with Dave naked in my
Like
head.
Dave could go skydiving naked and the parachute goes bad. Do you know what I mean?
I can see it.
Yeah. So
Tangled up in it. No.
yeah. And we're seeing them soon. Something we
But-
can put to them.
My point is, do you put that on the invitation? But I'm putting together a stag do, but you have to be comfortable holding another man's penis.
I think if you've got a good group of friends, it should just go without saying, really.
Also, if you're standing around in a circle, you'd have to just go one side, wouldn't you? 'Cause if you went both sides, then you'd each have two hands on your dick. And I
don't know if I've got enough. in
I
me
might
to-
have enough to have two very small female hands. So, but I don't have enough to have two man hands
If
on my
I
dick.
had like you and someone else stood next to me of a similar stature, maybe,
Maybe.
at full mast, maybe.
But fully grown men, like with massive man
Like
hands.
if Ash and Alex are next to me, I'm coming up short of them.
Someone's not holding on to it. Someone's grabbing hair. And just in that situation.
Someone's holding the other one's pinky. Why he's holding my dick? Yeah.
These are the. Maybe I'm thinking too
Or
practically.
wrap the hand around their hand.
Yeah. Or
Hold their hand
balls.
that's holding your dick. That's the other way.
You'll be very
Cradle the
sensitive
balls.
with the. You know what I mean? You can't be
Yeah, just cradle them.
grabbing them.
Men know how to handle testicles
They
inherently.
do know how to handle
Do you know what I mean?
testicles.
Like, I can't remember what comedian it is, but there's a comedian who did a stand-up that was like, a terrorist comes in the room now, it's you and your missus, and he's like, one of you has to wank me. It might even be Ricky Gervais, I think it might be. One of you has to get me off in the next 5 minutes or everyone here dies. And it's like, who are you choosing, you or your missus? And he was like, a sensible man is choosing himself because he knows how to get a man there fast and efficiently.
It's all about efficiency. And if anyone walks in, you can just say, we're checking for lumps.
Look,
A healthy
to be-
activity.
mate. Can we all be cloaked as well, like traitors style cloaks,
Oh, 100%.
so that if anyone walks in, it looks like some sort of cultist ceremony?
I'm in.
Yeah. What are we calling the ceremony?
The circle
The
of
ring of
truth.
flesh.
Oh, yeah.
The ring of flesh.
The ring of flesh. Ring's got a good ring to it. No pun
Yeah.
intended. The ring of desire. The ring of honesty.
The ring of honesty. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
The ring of brotherhood.
The ring of brotherhood. The brotherhood ring.
And the music in the background would be the. Hang
Hang on. Let me just sort of set myself.
Guys, just picture
Cloaks, hands to the side,
it. See, look, I'm laughing already. I need to get myself in the.
and then someone walks in the room, and just a group of men turn to him, not taking their hands off of each other, and
The
then
pizza
turn
guy
back to the
turns up,
circle.
it's the
Yes, the
pizza guy.
pizza guy.
He turns up. He's like, "Are you in or you out?" He's in.
I don't know if I want a pizza.
That's the
manager
thing.
In.
You're a pizza guy, Jake. You know, and you walk into the room, put the music back on. You walk into the room, there's maybe 10, 12 men, cloaked, cocks out, holding each other's cocks. And one of them just turns to you and goes, "You in or you out?"
I'd say that when I did my training for this job, I saw many videos that had situations like this, and this wasn't the one I envisaged
No.
being a part of. But I don't want to get any negative reviews on my delivery driver app.
How does the circle end in your mind?
Well, that's a circle. It doesn't end. It just
No,
goes round.
in terms of, are we Dutch ruddering each other?
No, I just think you're just holding, and then after an appropriate amount of time before the pizza gets
a
cold,
bonus acceptable.
I think they're encouraged to fit the hands on.
Unless you're well endowed, when flaccid.
Listen, I can't talk for those people,
No.
and I daren't not.
Look, I think we've gone deep on this one. And it's not where
Much
I
like the
expected
Donald.
to end up. We don't know if he went deep.
We've gone Donald deep.
He might have been tip only. Do you know what I mean?
He seems like the kind of man who, do you know?
It's all or nothing with Donald,
no,
isn't it?
do you know what this is? The kind of man I imagine him as a blowjob giver. He's the man who absolutely only does the tip, does very little tongue action, and then tells everyone, "I went so deep, and listen. There's nobody who can take the dick like I
Nobody
can."
has the throat game of
Okay.
the Donald.
He said at one point, he said, "Do you even have a throat?" I said, "I don't." I said, "I know, it's impressive." And actually, in reality, he's given very little,
yeah,
very little.
like barely got you to completion.
That is exactly the kind of lover I imagine Donald Trump. That is the blowjob man I imagine Donald
face or
Trump to
mouth
be.
with Donald J.
Face or mouth?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Finished.
Oh,
time.
finishing. I don't know if I can finish with Donald, but I'll let Bill tell us.
There's a gun to
I'll
your
let Bubba.
head.
Bubba
There's
can
a
tell
gun
us.
to
I
your
feel like
head.
the gun to my head is not going to help me climax. I feel like every addition to this situation is taking me further away
Bill
from sexual
Clinton's massaging your
gratification.
shoulders with a gun to your head.
What is your what? You've got a gun to your head, balls on your shoulder, and Donald on your lap. What are you? Where are you finishing?
Sounds like a Friday night to me. Where am I finishing?
Yeah, I suppose face just to see how it affects the makeup
On his tits.
on his tits.
Yeah.
On his tits. No fucking better way to end.
Guys, let us know what you do.
Where would you finish?
Where would you finish? Should that be the
Hashtag
name
face
of the
or mouth.
episode? Should that just be the name of the episode?
Where would you
Donald's face. Where would you finish?
I think it should just be. Don't know. We'll think about the name.
Yeah. All right,
I'm under pressure.
I got the impression you're not on to.
I'm not on to
That's
where
fine,
should you
look.
finish.
That's fine. You can just say it. You don't need to go around the houses. You can say, "I'm not into that one."
I'm not into that one.
That's fine. We move. Guys, what did you think of the...
Let me hold you so you know we're okay.
I know we're okay, bro. It's all good. We're allowed to disagree. That's what this podcast's about.
Do you want to hold to confirm? I'm just going to keep pushing that as a thing that we do.
Maybe one episode we'll just start... Do you know what we should do?
Naked episode.
Start cloaked. Have abnormally large dildos, like, that are poking out the cloak.
Okay.
So neither of us have to be ashamed of what's going
Done.
on underneath.
I'll make you a deal. I'll buy the cloaks.
God damn it, it's because you know dildos are expensive.
And I don't want to walk into Ann Summers and say,
I need 2 massive
I
strap-on
need
dildos.
like the biggest dildos you've got.
I don't want... They just need to be respectable. Do you know
Just send that to the salesperson.
what's a respectable
This one's
size
massive. You're
penis?
like just respectable. Look, you're You're a person.
Yeah, you're a woman.
What would you consider to be a respectable sized penis?
Yeah,
And I'll
yeah.
take
What would
two
you
of
be
those.
disappointed by? But they can't be identical in size.
They have no.
I would deliberately get you one that was
Smaller.
much larger. No,
Oh,
much larger. Yeah.
My man,
Yeah.
Arnold Palmering me.
I believe it. He's a great man.
It's got the penis. I tell you.
The greatest package.
Would you read a book that was just Donald Trump rating penises, like all the penises he's ever seen?
No, I don't read. But I'd watch a video
Would you
of him
listen to a
doing it.
podcast?
I probably would. Of him
Where
just
he ranked
ranking all the
every
penises
penis
of the
he'd
men he's
seen.
met. Yeah. I probably would.
Do you know what? Weirdly, so would I.
Yeah. It'd be quite entertaining, I reckon. But would also want like a story of him with that person external from the penis to make it
How you? Oh, okay.
like an anecdote. Do you know what I mean?
Not just the story of how they discovered the penis.
Yeah. Or, like, if that's a good story, like there's a zany adventure that ended up
There's
with
no
Arnold
story
Palmer's
where
dick
you
on the
finish.
table.
Listen, if you finish a story with a penis out, it's never a bad story.
And that's the motto I live my life by. Guys, let us know what you thought of the episode. Jake, point to the screen. You can contact us at Facebook at Crossing Swords, Twitter at Swords Crossing, on Instagram and TikTok at CrossingSwords_podcast, and you can email us at CrossingSwords19@gmail.com.
Yeah, boy.
Just one little favour to ask from you guys. If you could like more shit, that would be really appreciative. I don't really care what you like, whether it's a post, a video, our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, all of that stuff. If you can, please. It costs you nothing and it makes a huge difference to us. YouTube will not push a podcast that does not have likes. So please, if you're listening to this, just click on the link to our YouTube channel, go on the most recent video and just hit like. You don't need to watch it. If you have time, drop a comment as well. It makes, honestly, such a big difference and it would really help. So please do that.
Yeah, boy.
And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, boy.